Hey there everybody, it's Rick Kutzer here with AirgunWeb, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. And today, we're going to take a look at the Seneca Eagle Claw, this time in .22 caliber. This thing's got some tricks up its sleeves. So before we get started, I want to say thank you to PyramydAir for sponsoring AirgunWeb in these videos. Guys, I say it every time, when you need something airgun related, get it from the airgun experts. Go to www.pyramydair.com, talk to the guys there, they're going to take great care of you, and please let them know that Rick sent you their way. So what does this Seneca Eagle Claw bring to the table that really makes it special? What is it that resonates with me that makes me say this gun is one that I think you guys are really going to like? Well, there's actually a pretty long list for that, and I'm going to start right here. Just look at it. I mean, this is a traditional wood, steel, solid, just really good-looking air gun as far as I'm concerned. We've had the Sumatra on here before, and I've talked about this, about the sort of reboot, redesign, whatever. The Seneca takes like the best of what the Sumatra has and just made it more modern, in my opinion, okay? So this angle previously, this sort of angle here was straight, and it was a little uncomfortable for me. This new angle is super fun to work with, and it's much more ergonomic, again, for me. We've got the Picatinny or Weaver rail. We've got one big massive tube. The gun's actually relatively light, which I really like that from a hunting perspective. And of course, the Sumatra was so loud, but now we have a shrouded and moderated barrel. So let me get into the kind of testing I did with this gun. I shot a bunch of pellets. I probably shot 30 or 40 different types of pellets. And what I was finding is that they all shot pretty well, but obviously there were some standouts. Now, I've got 5 pellets, I think, here on the table, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to actually shoot through all of these pellets on the accuracy in one shot. Now, the magazine is a 10-shot magazine, so I just wanted to put that out there, why I did 7 shots. 2 reasons. Statistically speaking, it's fine. It's a very good number. And the other thing is I wanted to go through all of these pellets at once without having to refill the gun. In the .22, we've got, well, a bunch of power settings. So I'm going to roll this all the way to low. Okay, so low is nothing. I'm going to bring it up to the first dot, which is like 2 clicks. That's what I called power setting 1. And I went through each of these pellets to get a baseline of what each one was going to do at each of these different power levels. So we go from 1, you roll up. Now we have 2, 3, and then flat out all the way is 4. So we have 4 power settings. Now I've got some cheat sheets here, so forgive me while I look down here at the paper. So 15.89, so they're the lightest thing I shot, and just to tell you, I don't think you want to go lighter than that, because on low power, I mean the lowest setting with the first dot, let's just say, power setting 1, we're getting 1,057 feet per second. That is cruising, and that goes for whether it's the Hades or whether it's the 15.89s, are right about the same. So power setting 2, that's where we're at 1,117 feet per second. So that is like cooking. Now here's what I found out. You don't get any more power from that point. So like power 1 to power 2, there's your big jump. But after that, you're just not seeing any increase in power. So 18.13's power setting 1 was 955 feet per second. So the lowest usable setting was 955 feet per second with 18.13's. And then like power setting 2 was 1,074. So, I mean, they are screaming at that, just power setting 2. So the next thing I shot, I went over to the, these are actually H&N Slugs. Low power, we were sitting at 815 feet per second, and second power, or power level 2, we're at 964 feet per second. Now that is pushing some energy. Now we're going to jump right to the pile drivers. I've been wanting to find a gun that would shoot those well, and I finally did. This thing actually shoots them pretty doggone well for what the pile driver does. So it's 30 grain. On low power, we're getting 728 feet per second. Now, next position up, we're at 890 feet per second. Now, when you start doing the math, that's some serious energy. Again, not out of a 25. This is a .22 caliber. And again, I'll go back to why I like the .22 so much. The variety in ammunition is there's just a lot of options. So again, I shot a bunch of different pellets. We had some other standouts here and there, but I wanted to kind of give you guys a sampling of what the gun did power-wise. Now, let's talk about accuracy. So on the lighter pellets, we'll take like the 15.8.9s, for example. The 15.8.9s I shot, and actually the 18.13s too. The 15.8.9s and the 18.13s, I wanted to keep them subsonic. And I really would like to keep them in that 900 to 950 range. And really with the 15.8.9s, it wasn't going to happen. They're just too fast. So that first group you see, that's the 15.8.9s. And you see they spread out about 1.5 inches or so. Again, we're shooting at just over 50 yards. It's not too shabby. 7 shots, light breeze, not a big deal. The next group was the Hades, and it's about the same basic shot size, shot group size, about 1.5 inches or so, 50 yards. Now, if you're bench rest shooting, that's abysmal. That's not going to get it done. Now, if you're hunting game, however, that is absolutely acceptable. So, you know, especially like jackrabbit, rabbit, squirrel, any of that stuff, especially shooting the Hades, a good night, that's going to get it done. So, a very good option. And gosh, on low power, you're going to get a ton of shots too, which is another really cool thing. Now, the third group, definitely, arguably the best of the bunch, was the 18.13s. They really hit that sweet spot in the velocity, as far as I'm concerned, with a pellet. So low power, again, low power with those, 955 feet per second, and you can see the shot group we got. It was just awesome. I mean, the 7 shots, I'm looking at it right here. It's maybe just over half an inch. It's certainly well under an inch, and that was 50 yards, and it will do that all day long. And again, that's like not like on a full fill. That was like in the middle of the fill. So, you know, we're 14 shots in at this point, and we're doing pretty doggone well. Now, the next thing I shot were the H&N Slugs. Now, these are 25 grain, and again, they're pushing. Now, I did move up to power level 2 on both these and the pile driver. So, you know, we have that option, so I could kick the power up a little bit and get what I thought would be optimal. Now, the first shot just went high. I judged it. It was actually above my reticle. So the rest of the shots, I just sort of aimed a little bit low, and you can see they grouped really well. They grouped 1.5 inches or so, and that's with slugs. So these slugs do it pretty doggone good. And we know that there are more slugs coming out on the market, so I'd be very curious to see what somebody's going to be able to get out of this as a slug gun. Now we get over to the pile drivers, and gosh, these things just crush it. They're 30 grain. The 30 grain in a 22, guys. So the lightest lead pellets, like the RWS Hobbies everybody likes to shoot for testing, I wouldn't even put those in here. They'd go like zinging out of it so quickly. But we're getting, gosh, probably well over 50 foot-pounds in this gun in a 22. And they grouped pretty doggone well. So, I mean, it's not as good as the 18.13s, but I'm looking at it right here. It's about 1.5 inches or so, give or take, and 50 yards, hunting accuracy. They're going to carry a lot of energy into that game. That is a skull crusher. I'm just telling you, these things are heavy, they're blunt, they're solid. They are going to do some damage if you're going after predators or something that's got a little bit something thick to go through. Yeah, those pile drivers are pretty awesome. So now let's go ahead and wrap this up. You know, when people ask me what is like the one air gun that can almost do it all, this thing comes pretty doggone close. Granted, I mean, you're not going to hunt large game with it, and I would probably stop short of larger predators too, unless you just have that perfect shot in the appropriate range. But gosh, medium-sized stuff, all the small game you want to go out and take, and just fun, whether you're shooting at 50 yards or 20 yards in your backyard. I mean, just turn the power way down, shoot some light pellets, and you're going to have no noise, great accuracy, and a ton of shots. Then you want to take it out hunting, you turn it up, switch your pellet out, reset your scope, and you're good to go. Just a lot of value that you have in this platform, and it's not that expensive either. So I really like the Seneca Eagle Claw line in general. Now that I've had a chance to shoot with the 22, this thing is awesome, guys. If you're looking for something to just kind of jump in and have a lot of fun with, give this thing definitely give this thing a serious look. My name's Rick User here with AirgunWeb, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. Thanks for watching.